Hello, hello, hello. Angel here. Welcome back to the space. Lovely to have you here again. Thank you for stopping by one more time. I need some lip balm before we get started. Okay, so today I thought I would start counting down as we're counting down the days of December to the new year. Excellent. Yeah, I'm thinking we're counting down the days of December to the new year, and so why not start counting down my favourite things for 2024. I've been inspired by some videos I've seen on the tube, as it were, on YouTube, I mean, and so I thought, yeah, this sounds like a bit of fun, and it's a nice way to kind of reflect over my practice and what's inspired me and what has grabbed my attention in 2024. So with that being said, we are starting with, I think, my five most used oracles of 2024. Do you have a bit of an idea? I think you're going to be surprised. Let's get into it. So I haven't put these in any kind of order. Number 1 is not number 1, and number 5 is not number 5. They are just my 5 most used oracle decks of 2024. So yeah, what do you think the first one out is going to be? Well, you're going to be surprised because it's the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck by Kim Krantz. I know! I was also a little bit surprised, only a tiny little bit, because I use this deck every single month. This is the deck I use for, it's like my energy of the month almost, or yeah. So I pull 1 or possibly 2 cards every single month. I've edged mine in like the colours of the box almost. I don't know if you can... Oh, well, it made sense to me at the time. I promise it made sense to me at the time. And so, yeah, so I shuffle these cards, obviously, as you do, as one does, and pull a card. Now, I tend to pull the card that pops out, like the jumper, almost, and then I tend to look to the bottom card as well, because that, to me, feels very relevant, which is actually basically what I do with all my card draws. I have a jumper, and then I look to the bottom card as well. And so this year, all of Eros, has been really, really interesting. Now, I don't find these very intuitive. Sometimes some of the images I do, obviously I get my own hit, but the guidebook is really fantastic. And when I first got this deck, I actually went through looking at the cards and kind of trying to intuitively add some words. So I have done that on quite a few of the pages, but generally, let's go to the Hunter, which is quite apt as we're in Sagittarius season. The Hunter, we've got the title and some keywords, which I really like. Then you've got a bit of a description. Then you've got when it's in light, when it's in dark, and how to go deeper with that archetype. And then you've even got some some added tidbits to kind of delve into if you want to. I find this really, really helpful. I'm going to say that these cards sit in this card holder quite close to my desk, so I can see it the whole month through. Yeah, and I got this actual card holder from a game playing website. They're actually for what's the word? Playing cards when you're playing games, But I thought this was a perfect idea to use for tarot and oracle cards. So these are my cards for December, the Dead End and the Gem. And I'm going to pop a picture in now so you can see. You can see I've also got another oracle card, which is also important to me right at the minute. So it's just like a constant reminder of what I'm working with during the month. So this is the first one. Yeah, let's move on to the next. So oracle number 2, the Green Witch's Oracle deck. I know, I was as surprised as you were. Can I just show you this box? Look how beautiful this box is. This is a mass market deck. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that. I think this is Rockpool. No, it's Adams Media. Sorry for the incorrect information. Let's pop the box there and let's grab the cards. Now, I've edged mine in pastel colours, but I chose colours that were a bit too vibrant, so I was trying to match the backs, so I'm not overly happy with the edging job, but it's done is done. And so yeah, so I've used this every single month. I know you're surprised because I don't tend to mention this deck in my monthly favourites, and that's just because I started using it at the beginning of January. I think I got it back in December last year. Don't quote me on that. I think I had it as a birthday, Christmas present, something like that. And I think I mentioned this deck in my January, February favourites. And then after that, I thought, oh, I don't need to keep mentioning this deck because, you know, you guys have seen it. So, but I use it every month for Dawn Michelle's Fellowship of the Weavers practice. I've been using this like as a kind of clarifier, like a roundup message of the work we've been doing on the Fellowship of the Weavers practice month to month, or week to week, should I say. And this just feels really grounded to me, this deck. There's, you know, I really like the artwork. I love the titles, love the keywords. I love everything about this deck, but it is a bit of an underdog, although it's, you know, turning out to be one of my most used. It wasn't a deck that popped into my mind. I had to actually really sit and think about the decks that I've been using the most this year, because I could have said like the Star Seekers Oracle, for instance. That's a deck I've used a lot, but it's not a deck that's appeared month after month after month after month. So therefore, it's not my most used. Yes. So this is obviously, you know, it's, you know, inspired by the Green Witch. So it's very, I think it's very, very grounded and in some ways quite homely. Now, I would say I'm a homely person, but I wouldn't say I'm particularly very grounded. I'm a Sagittarian, well, a Sagittarius, and I've got some air in my sign as well, I'm going to say, in my birth chart. And I do feel quite airy, not airy-fairy, but up in the air a lot. I can't ground my energy. And so this has been really helpful for that through the whole year, really, because it does kind of tend to, you know, hand on my shoulders and pop me down so that my feet are firmly on the ground. Yeah, should we take a quick look at the guidebook? Let's. I'm going to do this one because this has kind of stalked me quite a lot actually through the whole of the year. So this is Oak Tree, power, courage and strength. The only negative about this deck, I think, is that it's not particularly in order. It's kind of almost in, let me see if I can show you. Da-di-da-di-da. It's kind of, yeah, it doesn't, there's no numbers on the cards, and then it doesn't go in alphabetical order. It's kind of almost in, not suits, but I'm going to put them on the screen because I can't think. My brain's not working. Okay, so Oak Tree. So here we go. We've got a picture, a full colour picture, which I like. We've got the name of the card, the keywords, and we've got a card meaning, which I like, and I really like the reflection. So the reflection here is there something you've been avoiding because of the fear of confrontation? Which now totally, you know, the penny drops when I think about what I've been trying to avoid the whole of the year, which has come about in shadow work the last couple of months. So that's very interesting. This card's been stalking me the whole year, and finally the penny's dropped. Or maybe it's not that the penny's dropped, it's finally that I can finally confront what I've been trying to avoid. Maybe that's what it's about. But I really like the reflection because, you know, it can be a journal prompt, it can be a chance to pull some more cards or have a dialogue with a deck. I really like that. And it's quite, you know, it's quite palatable, I'm going to say. There's not so much information, but there's a lot of jumping off points in any case. I'm puffed out. I need a bit of a break. I need a bit of a coffee pause. Let's move on to the next deck, shall we? Why not? So deck number 3. This was a total surprise. The Gospel of Aradia, or Aradia, by Stacey DeMarco. This is another mass market deck. Oh yeah. Holy moly, by Blue Angel. If you pause if you'd like to read. I know, this was, as I mentioned, it was a bit of a surprise. This is the guidebook and these are the backs. I've edged mine in like, almost like a gold colour, although I see now that it's gotten a bit damaged here, but hey ho. Yeah, so it's, I've edged it in kind of a gold colour. And this is another deck that I used for Dawn Michelle's Weavers practice every single month. Hence the reason it's turned up on this list. Now, I didn't show this month to month. I believe I showed it in January, February favourites, and then I just thought I don't want to keep pulling out the same deck, you know, because it's, you know, unnecessary. Love this. And so, but yeah, it's come out every single month. And it's the same again. I've kind of used it in combination with the Green Witch Oracle for this rounding off of the message. I do really appreciate Stacey DeMarco's decks. I do have, is it Queen of the Moon Oracle? No, I don't know if I said that correctly. And I've also got the Divine Animals, and I also have the Halloween Oracle. Actually, I've got quite a few of their decks. Holy moly. But this one, I don't know what it is, but it just, you know, I started using it in January, February, and it just stuck with me throughout the whole year. Really enjoy it. I'm not going to say the art style is totally my bag, but intuitively, this one has worked really, really well for me. And also, I do actually really quite enjoy the guidebook. I'm going to show you a few, not a few, I'm going to show you the guidebook in just a wee second. So yeah, and I think also this kind of, I love this, this kind of gave me a bit of a fantasy feel as well, which kind of I had going into Dawn Michelle's Fellowship of the Weavers practice. I felt it was going to be a bit, you know, fantasy-like. So this kind of tapped into that for me as well. I love this. Love this too, especially with the snake. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the guidebook. Why not? So here we go. I'll open it at curses. So yes, we've got the little black and white thumbnail almost. Whoopsie, knocking the camera. Sorry, apologies. Then we've got a bit of an intro, a little bit of a poem almost, and then we go into a bit of like mythology around the Gospel of Aradia or Aradia. So there is quite a bit of information. Sometimes this has been a little bit too much, so I've kind of like really just skimmed, and I just kind of really just pick out what I feel is catching my eye and resonating for me, which maybe is what we all do with guidebooks, really. But it's pretty much the same for each of the cards. So yeah, another one, which was a bit of a surprise, but strange but true, it was one of my most used decks of 2024. Let's move on. Yes, I know I'm cheating for deck number 4. We're going with astrology decks generally. I use these all together. Now, let me explain. Let me grab the cards. Let me explain. Hear me out. Here is the Numinous Astro deck. Not a big fan of the backs, but that's fine. I don't use this deck for divination, so that's all good. So we've got the astrological symbols or signs. Then we've got the houses, and we've even got the planets. Now, I really like this because on all the cards, there's all of these keywords, so you can really pull a lot from each of the cards. Okay, so, and also what I really like about this is that it's very modern, it's very trendy. I don't think trendy is a very modern word, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's a contemporary deck. This makes me think of Instagram or like social media when I look at this deck. It feels like really, you know, on point and like fashionable and trendy, and I don't know the words. I'm not down with the kids, but I think you kind of maybe hopefully catch my drift. So what I tend to do with these cards is that I have a little area on my desk, as mentioned, that reminds me what the deck we're in, and so I choose one of the cards from each of the decks or whatever I'm feeling, and pop it on this little area. Have the cards forward so that it reminds me of what the season is about and what the energy is about. Yeah, so this is the Heavenly Blooms astrology deck. This is a totally different vibe compared to this one. So this one's very contemporary. Oops, sorry for the ring light. And this one is very soft. It's this watercolour artwork. This feels very calm to me. Oopsie. And it's the same again, you know, it's pretty much the same setup. We've got the houses, we've got the astrological symbols, we've got fire, water, air, the elements. We've got the south and north nodes. We've even got the planets here as well. This is all a bit skew-if because I'm a bit of a naughty girl, and I just tend to, you know, pop the card back into the deck when I've finished with it. And it's the same with this one. This is the, oh sorry, wait, let me just show you the guidebook of this one, because this is a really good guidebook. And so I tend to use this one as well to kind of journal about the the house and the elemental symbol that the astrological sign is in, and you know, it's got some really good information here. Let's just go back to the planets as well, and it's even got about, sorry, let's just grab the, here we go, we'll look at Leo. You've also got some really good information about the astrological symbols as well. So really like that one. Finally, we've got the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. Love the backs of these. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Haven't edged it. This one is kind of, it feels a bit like a combination of the two. It's a bit more contemporary. It's very strong imagery, I think. This one feels quite watery to me. You know, it's quite calming. This one is like, you know, this almost feels like fire energy actually through the whole of the deck, because the imagery is so strong to me. I like all the sacred geometry going on behind the images as well. I think that's really cool. Love this. And it's pretty much the same again. You've got your planets, you've got your astrological signs. I think we've even got houses. Yep. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. And so just what I tend to do is I just tend to go with what I'm feeling on the day, and pull possibly one from this, one from this, one from this, to remind me of the decan and the season we're in, energy wise. Or I pull two or three from this, or two or three from that, or two or three from that. I just go with whatever I feel, what I feel at the moment. Just going to show you the guidebook for this one quickly. This one to me feels more like I could use it for divination. I don't, but I think I could. You've got like, it's obviously a smaller guidebook, quite chunky, and I'm not going to read it to you, but you get a bit of an idea. Unfortunately, there's no reflections in this one, but obviously, you know, I do find it quite helpful that there's this action, you've got challenge and you've got gift, and that kind of it's a jumping off point to have another dialogue with the deck, or journal about, or create possibly a spray round as well. So yes, that was that one. We've got one last deck. Let's get into it. So the last deck is the Citadel Oracle, another mass market deck. This was a deck I got maybe in the middle of the year, June possibly, something like that, May, June. I had kind of been umming and ahhing about this deck. When it first came out, I really wanted it, and I think I had it on pre-order. Then it came out and I started seeing videos on YouTube. I've edged mine in different like bronzes and oranges and browns to pick up the artwork. And then I cancelled my pre-order because I was like, no, I don't think I need this deck. I'm not really sure how I'm going to use it. And then I really wanted it, and I couldn't get my hands on it. It kind of like, it was just unavailable where I was, which was really very annoying. And then it came back and it was quite expensive to order, so I held out and didn't order it. And then finally the price came down and I was like, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to order it. Hence the reason that I got it in May, June, July, I can't remember, middle of the year. But since then I've been using this such a lot. I've been using it a lot for Dawn Michelle's Fellowship of the Weavers practice, which I've obviously I've taken part in for the whole of the year, obviously on a monthly basis. So it's, you know, appeared again and again and again. And I've even pulled it forward in other readings. When I was working with my Inner Witch facet a little bit earlier in the year, I was working with this one with the Golden Tarot and the Mystical Healing cards, I think I want to call them. Love this. Yeah, and so it's kind of, you know, it's kind of come out very, very regularly for different readings and things like that. And I just get like this intuitive, it's in my tarot card beside me all the time. And I during readings, I just get this intuitive poke, like, you know, you need to get the Citadel out. And I really enjoy this deck. I think it's given me quite a few aha moments within my readings and within my practice. Now I'm just going to go to the guidebook for you just to show you. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've got it. But let's have a quick flick anyway. This is obviously this is the Citadel, and this is really good because it's actually divided into the court, the academy, the crowd, the troop, and then it actually gives you, obviously they're kind of what's the word, separated into suits almost. So you've got the fire, you've got the excuse me, the air, and then you can actually see by alphabetical order where to find the card, which I really appreciate. And you've got the same for earth and for water. So let's have a bit of a goosey gander at No, not that one. Let's do the Hunter. That feels like a bit of a sign. I'm currently working with the Shepherd. That's sitting on my altar space as well. So we've got the Hunter. We've got the image, the title of the card. We've got some keywords. Then we've got a bit of an explanation, and like it's a bit almost like a bit of a narrative, storytelling description. We've got the reversed, and then we go on to the next one. But I personally have found the guidebook actually really, really helpful. I've even used this for my, let me grab the book. Wait. Bear with me. This book, which I bought also earlier in the year. This one, Weirding Woods, Story Master's Tales. This is like, what's it called? Like a role-playing book. And I've even used this for this practice as well. So that game playing, I'm going to say, is just to use my cards in a different way, and this has also helped, come out when I've been, playing that game almost in the book. So yes, I think I've babbled enough. What say you? Let me know. Were you surprised by my 5 most used decks? I was exceptionally surprised. I was totally expecting other decks to appear. But I went back in my journals. I was like, no, these are my most used decks. Now the next video out, I think, is going to be the decks that have given me the most aha moments, or the most growth, or things to think about within my practice. Yeah, I think so. So keep a lookout for that one. That's coming very, very soon. Let me know in the description box, what is your most used deck for 2024? Your most used Oracle deck. Let me know. I'd love to, share and, find out what other people are using in their practices. Otherwise, I'm going to thank you for coming along with me. Have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Take care and hope to see you in the next video. Toodaloo.